I'm Ann Vonnegut, and welcome to Autumn Vista Farm. This is my farm, and these are Leicester Longwool sheep, sometimes referred to as English Leicester, or Dishley Leicester, or Bakewell Leicester. And they are an old breed. Robert Bakewell tried to improve this breed because they were slow growing animals. He wanted faster growing animals, and they were popular in the up until the early 1900s. Then they went out of favor of the United States population, and then one reason why is because, again, it's still a slow-growing breed, even though Robert Bakewell tried to improve this breed, making it a faster growing. But the American Lamb Association just like the Suffolks and more the meat sheep. This is a dual-purpose sheep, and George Washington did bring this sheep over for the dual purpose of the meat and the wool. It is a long-growing wool. It has a nice luster to it. Great for dyeing. That's one of the reasons that I wanted this breed of sheep. I also wanted this breed of sheep because I feel I am helping preserve an old breed, a heritage breed, and we need the diversity of older breeds. If we all had the same breed of sheep, we wouldn't have that diversity, and if something happened, some kind of catastrophe of some sort, and a bacteria or something got into one breed, and we all had that same breed, well, then we wouldn't have any other breeds, and that's not good. It's always nice to have that diversity, because each breed of sheep carries something a little bit different. But I have some young sheep here that were born last year in the spring, and I have this old lady here, and her teeth are almost gone. She's about 12 years old, and so because her teeth aren't working real well, she needs some extra green. But I didn't have any lambs this year, so these younger ones were born last year. I don't have any lambs from this year. You see our sheepdog. This is Neely. Neely is an Anatolian shepherd, and she's a guard dog. She helps guard the flock. She's not a herding dog. She's not like a border collie that herds the animals, but she has the instinct of protecting these sheep, and what she does is she lets us know that there's something around by barking, and her bark will scare off other animals or other people or whatever. So she's a good guard animal.
How long have you had them, Ann? When did you get these?
I started raising these sheep in 2005, so about 12 years now.
How many do you have right now?
I fluctuate anywhere between 20 and 30 sheep. I have about 25 right now.
All right, let's have a little look at the fleece.
So let's see. Well,
how many months growth is this?
This is February the 17th, and today is June, close to June 17th. So what, February, March, April, May, June, 4 months.
That's a lot for 4 months. Wow. That's, what, 3 inches or more?
Yeah, about that. 3-4 inches, I would say, something like that.
Oh, and it's so curly.
And it's so white underneath the dark but that will all wash out, this dirt.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And they're off.
Okay, I'm opening up deed, like Dee, but deed. So this is it's about 5 years old. This is about a 5-year-old fleece, and you can see where it's been cut is really the white side, and you can see where the blades have been, versus the tips, which are browner. And this is 12 months growth.
Okay, and who is the shearer and how does he shear?
This is Kevin Ford, and he shears with hand blades. He does not use electric shears, and he has been in competition in New Zealand and in Ireland with the golden shearer competition. And he's been shearing for about 40 years now. So he's very good. He's an excellent shearer. No second cuts. We're in my corn crib studio. I call it the corn crib because it actually used to be a corn crib before the person before us that where we purchased the property had it as a corn crib, and she turned it into a little cabin. So I made it into a studio, and this is where I do my spinning, and I do weaving in here, and I do some dyeing. I have some chemical dyes. This is Sea Breeze, and this is some of the more chemical dyed yarn. You can see it, but you can't feel it. But this is a stronger wool with more twist to it for rug making. And I do have some rugs that I've made from my Leicester Longwool. But I have some also yarn for knitting, which doesn't have as much twist to it. This is a natural dye. This is Brazil wood. And maybe you can see there's less twist, and I'll show you the difference between these two. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, this is the red, the Brazil wood, which is natural dye, is a lot softer feeling to it. So depending on how much twist you put in the Leicester Longwool, you can make it very strong feeling, crisp, or you can make it very soft. And so it depends on the project you're doing. If you are going to make rugs, you want a very strong wool. If you want sweaters, of course, you want it much softer. And then I have this natural white. And all the Leicester Longwool that you saw before are white. I don't have any colored shape. Leicester Longwool does come in different colors: black, gray, brown, that sort of thing. Oh yes, and this is cochineal, and this is
very pink.
Well, it's a very light. It was not my first batch. Exactly. This was my third batch.
Your exhaust.
Exhaust, yes. Right. Yeah. So this is, yes. I was just making a little swatch to show people the Leicester Longwool, what you can do with it. Here's actually, to tell you the truth, I do have a little sample of a rug that I made. This is a rug, just a small sample of a rug technique that I took a class from Jason Collingwood, and this is one of the techniques he showed us to do. And so the wool is Leicester Longwool for the weft that's going across, and the warp that goes lengthwise this way is linen. So it's linen and wool. That's an example of what you can do with my wool.
Okay, and you've got that beautiful sweater on your lap.
Yeah, got the sweater that I knitted.
And how heavy is that sweater?
Oh, you know something? It's very heavy. I really don't know. I should weigh it and find out.
But because of the way it's spun, because of the way that the nature of the wool itself, it's a very heavy sweater.
Yes, it is a very heavy sweater. So if you live up in Maine...
Here, turn it around and let me get a little detail, a little close-up of the detail.
If you live up in Maine, this is a really good sweater.
This is all hand knit? You knit
all
this?
Hand knitted. Yes, by me.
Let me see the front.
This is for my neighbor.
We're one very lucky neighbor, I must say.
Well, she's a very good neighbor.
Absolutely beautiful.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's that.
And then you've got some roving down there.
And I do have some roving. Again, roving, it would be nice if you could feel this, but it's, it has a luster to it. So Leicester Longwool takes dye very, very nice. I don't know if you can see that luster in it or not.
There's a lock.
This is a lock. This is probably about 12 months growth right here. So a lot of people like to buy the locks, to make the Santa beards or doll hair. Maybe you can see that luster in it, that shine. But that's one of the benefits of a long wool, is that you do have that shine. You're not going to find that on a merino.
Pretty. How long have you been spinning, Anne?
Oh gosh, probably at least 10 years.
And tell me about this gorgeous wheel you're spinning on.
This is a beautiful wheel.
It's a timber tops.
It's a timber top wheel from, I bought it from Kimberly. And,
because I did not need 2 timber tops wheels. I thought I did. But this one found a much better home with much more use because I wasn't using her.
Well, I really like this wheel because it does have a traditional look to it. I have one other wheel.
It's a Norwegian style, yes.
Which is a Manja Craft, which I like that too, but I like the traditional look wheel.
So if you can get your hands on a timber tops wheel, especially one, this was a made by James Williamson wheel, as is the one that I spin on. Is there anything else you can tell us about your wool? Did we cover everything, or anything else you can think of?
Well, I like it just because it's easy to spin. It has a long staple to it, so my hands, I don't have to spin real fast, and my hands don't have to be real close together. I can have them far apart. If you want to learn more about Leicester Longwool and the breeders that live maybe close to your area, where maybe you could go visit their farm, which you're always welcome to come to my farm, just call and make an appointment. You may contact the Leicester Longwool Sheep Breeders Association in the United States. There are breeders all over the United States. Most of them are probably here in Virginia, I would say, but we do have them all over the United States. So if you want to see Leicester Longwool up close, certainly contact one of the breeders. Go to the web page, look under breeders, and contact the breeders. Colonial Williamsburg is also a good resource to go to if you would like to see lots of sheep in one place. They are the ones that help rejuvenate this breed, the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation. So I want to thank you all for coming to the YouTube and watching this production, and I want to thank Kimberly for her effort and work.
Thank you, Anne. I really appreciate it and love seeing your sheep, and you have a beautiful farm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.